Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, is the Michael to my Lori, Nate.
Halloween ends tonight. Halloween ends tonight.
I wish it had ended 20 goddamn years
tonight.
Ago. Christ.
Can we hold on a second? Hold on a second. You're saying the Halloween H2O is better than this? That's what I just heard.
My brain broke just for that statement. I don't know where to go with that. Welcome to another week of Texas Podcast Massacre, where each week we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is usually not someone we would consider a horror fan. We're going to get into it. This week, we are talking about Halloween Ends, the final-ish question mark movie for Michael Myers.
I've never been a more suspecting victim than in this movie. No. I suspected it the whole way.
Yeah,
it was the dude with the curly mustache the whole time. Nailed it from the jump. Knew exactly what this movie is going to be.
That's right. There's I don't know that there's really any other franchises, Nate, where we've literally done all of them. We haven't done all of the Halloweens, but we've certainly done
I'm waiting for Halloween Curse of Michael Myers with Paul Rudd. Waiting for that. But
oh Christ,
it'll happen. It'll happen.
But we've done the all three of the new ones. So you dear listener should go and check those out. Really relive our journey.
If you don't count Rob Zombie's Halloweens, which I do not. Then we've done the last 5 Halloweens or the last 4 Halloweens.
Yeah.
Sorry. Excuse me. Resurrection, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends.
Yeah. Look, this movie, it's already been mired in a whll bunch of really bad reviews. So, we'll see where we land. I'm curious, Nate, you and I have made some comments to each other. I think I know where you probably sit on this movie, but we haven't really talked about it up until recording, which is always good. So we'll see. Look, we've got a lot to get into, not just the review, but we have, obviously a spoiler-free version of it, the spoiler-full version where, we're just going to lay into it because we've been through a lot. We've been through some very highs and some very low lows, right? But we also have a bunch of voicemail and messages. So I want to get into that. So, Nate.
So
let's
doing this.
Let's just
hearken to me, you two-legged dogs. Drink the vision mead of knowledge. To learn what it is to live and die in honor. To be in battle slain and in death rewarded by the Valkyrie's embrace.
That's not a bad voicemail drop, honestly. When we have voicemails,
that's actually great.
That's not terrible. Look, we've got a couple voicemails. We got a couple messages from online as well. So look, let's start off. Let's pick up right from where we left off last week. I asked your mom a question about how she feels about how she feels about what movies she makes you watch. And what about if she's ever just just for once, what if we just watched a Marvel film? What if we just watched a normal mainstream movie instead of, Sharktopus 5 or whatever
Sharktopus versus ice spiders. What do you mean?
So I haven't heard it, but I did see. I've been waiting for this. I saw She Called. I have not listened to it. I'm very excited for this. So here we go.
Hey guys, this is Nate's mom, and I was listening to the Hellraiser episode on the podcast, and I heard Mitch ask me to call in regarding the movies Nate asks me to watch. Well, I have to say, when I used to go visit him years ago, usually in about May, we would go see a movie, and for probably 3 years in a row, it was a Marvel movie that he chose to see, not my choice. So.
Hold on, I gotta pause it there. What?
I chose it partially because I knew that she would enjoy those. I believe one of those was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nate,
so I knew she'd be all in on that one.
Nate, I do not believe any word that came out of your mouth just there that you somehow chose movies because you're like, my mother. I know what you've made your mom watch. So the fact that you just picked 3.
We did go see 4 straight years on Thanksgiving of Hunger Games. That's a true statement.
Let's continue with this voicemail.
They are enjoyable to watch. So to hear him put down those movies now is kind of funny.
Oh, I agree.
The horror movies, aka comedies, I have watched with him, such as Santa Jaws, Piranha 3D, Birdemic.
That was a
classic that I've probably never laughed so much during a movie as with that one. To name a few, were at his house. So fortunately, they weren't in a movie theater that you had to pay for and that you couldn't just take a break from every so often during the movie. And Mitch, you are correct. If I told people the movies I watched, no one would even know that I had watched or what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. However, I still do hold it against him that he made me watch The Lighthouse at his house. Don't get me started on that movie because that can't be unseen.
Oh, yeah.
However, the last time I did see him, we watched Prey, and that was actually a pretty good movie. But
you're welcome.
Watching those movies makes for some unforgettable memories, and I couldn't ask for a better son.
You're welcome.
Keep up the good work on the podcast. Bye.
Wow. It was,
okay, don't say you're welcome when she said I didn't ask for a better son. You're welcome.
I said you're welcome before that. I said you're welcome before that for Prey, and then I was like, that was too far. Better. I could be a little better. This is the key, Mitch. This is the key. Look, it doesn't have to necessarily be good. It just has to be memorable. That's really the key to showing someone a movie. Look at that list. That list, right off the top of the head. Piranha 3D, when the lady gets chopped by the metal suspension cord that breaks, and Eli Roth's head gets hit in the propeller. A la Dead Alive. Incredible stuff. Memorable. Even though Piranha 3D, not the best movie.
Did Zombievers not make the list? I'm surprised.
I don't know if we've watched Zombievers. That's a good question. I'm amazed. Now my wife and I watched Zombievers, and she did like it. Actually, that was a rare one. Also,
who have you put through worse in your mind, your mom or your wife, in terms of movies? I should be very clear about that. In terms of
it's easier to do that with my mom because then she
unconditional love. I understand that.
She only visits for a little bit. So if you watch a group of terrible movies like back to back, then I don't have to see that person directly for weeks afterward. So
fair.
That's probably that's
I should have asked if your mom she knows she's coming to visit you, and does she just mentally prepare I don't know what he's got for me. Do you tell her what you're going to make her watch, or do you just
no? Why would
that's incredible.
Why would I ever do that? Look, and then sometimes you get a Prey. See, you're welcome. So. This watching movies with me is like a box of chocolates. Okay, you never know what you're gonna get.
This sounds like you keep your mom like prisoner. It's bad most of the time, but every now and then you know, I do one nice thing. This is very like, it's very something else. Nate's mom.
There's been non-horror movies. Let's be fair.
You are a trooper. And thank you for outing your outing your son's hypocrisy about Marvel films. I fully appreciate that. Now we also got some messages on
how are you going to beat that? First of all, how are you going to beat that?
Well, you can't. We probably shouldn't have started with your mom. But we're gonna try. No, we got some messages from a good friend, listener to the show, Luis Armando. Luis is, I mean, just a purveyor of of just Limp Bizkit memes.
Chocolate starfish.
I mean, incredible. I'm just looking through just even the past, and
you know what I say to that? Keep on sending, baby. That's what I say. Because every so often, Mitchell just messages me, God damn it. There's more Limp Bizkit. It keeps happening. I love it every time. Keep doing that.
That's good. He did send us a picture of a Seth Green horror movie called The Attic Expedition.
Yes.
Is this a real thing?
Yes.
I don't I'm very disappointed.
Well, it shouldn't be. I mean, no one should go in the attic exploring. That's just waiting to get murdered. But it is a film though.
What's really funny is like there's one of the person on the cover is wearing like, you know, that halo where you when you break your neck or whatever, and like my sister had to wear that for a while, and I can't take that seriously as a horror thing because I just remember her like wearing it, and then she would get really upset if you like scratched a fork against like a plate or something. Because she said she could feel it like all the way through her like neck and teeth and everything.
Oh,
and so I would do that because I'm an asshole brother, and she couldn't turn at me. She'd be swatting at me from the side without being able to turn to look at me. Oh, it was great. Look, I'm the baby in my family.
Okay,
y'all have to remember this. I am the baby in my family. I have been tormented for most of my younger years by my older brother and sister. So now this is all just me getting my revenge.
What if I told you that the Attic Expeditions had a Raimi involvement in it? Would you be more interested in that?
Had a what?
Raimi.
It was not Sam, clearly. Who is it?
His brother Ted, who is a character literally called Dr. Coffee. So you know it's gonna be good. Jesus Christ! First of all, on the list. So anything anti-attic, I am 100% in on this.
Per the IMDb rating, this movie is better than certain movies we've reviewed and will be reviewing.
No debate there. Just
so Luis, thanks so much, and of course, Luis sent us some nice messages as well. Just thinking about you. Thanks so much, man. With that, I want to
wait. What? Oh, well, what's the next thing? Hold on. Wait, what?
Well, the next one's let's go into a voicemail.
Oh, there's another one.
There's another voicemail. Look, it's Halloween. I love that we're getting all these at Halloween right as we're getting into October. This is really good. Here we go. Let's.
Hey guys, it's Gary from Dallas again. This is my favorite month. October is amazing. And great. I just had to call you guys. It's been a while. I've been chasing a white rabbit and QR codes all around. And finally I ran into who I was looking for. And finally that gives me an opportunity to call you and say thank you for all the reviews you've been giving lately, and especially the big reviews from the fest that you guys just checked out. It was awesome. Gave me some clues on what I want to go see in the near future. I actually, thought we should also give a suggestion here. So I'm going to suggest a movie you both are probably going to hate. It's more of an action thriller, but I kind of consider it a little horror, called Becky. It was 2020. It's got Joel McHale, Kevin James. I know it already sounds kind of ridiculous, but hey, I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of neat, but what do I know? I like Terrifier. So here I am, guys. Just want to say thank you for all that y'all do. Keep up the great work, and I will see you guys around the bend. Excellent. Let him in.
Oh, let him in.
Nice. Okay. This
look.
This is a lot of nerding out on The Fiend. This is all Fiend based, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I did get. I got a number of messages from people listening who who like me, we're very thrilled that Bray Wyatt is back. I got some other things to talk about there, but let's talk about the first part of this. So first off, Becky. I'm aware. I am aware of this movie. I actually have not seen it. Nate, have you watched it yet? Or
no? Well, it's on the list now. This is how you get stuff on the list.
There you go.
Great reviews. I guess wrestling helps if you want Mitch to add it to the list. But look, Becky's got your favorite actress from Annabelle Creation and Ouija Origin of Evil, Lulu Wilson. You got the aforementioned Kevin James. And you got Joel McHale.
All
there you go. What else do you need?
Well, and you know what? I mean, this is what I love about when we get messages from folks. Gary over here sends us a follow-up email because he forgot to let us know. I mean, he really tried to pick out like a perfect movie for you and me, because he goes, Mitch, there's gore and cool kills. Nate, children are in danger and the dog dies. Like, I mean that. Why
are you giving that away? I want that to happen naturally, but I do appreciate that.
I appreciate the thought that went into it. Like, oh, this is like a TPM special. Just everyone's thrilled.
I mean, Mitch and I, Ouija Origin of Evil was like, oh man, that was one of the first movies that we saw together. We're like, that was so much better than we thought. Like that we witnessed, like horror movie we saw together in the theater. So there you go. We're continuing that streak from pre-podcast. Yeah, that's all. It's on the list. That's yeah. Becky, look at this movie. It is so big. Kevin James in that movie. Think about it this way. You have a movie where I guess Kevin James is the villain, but who cares about the plot of this movie? It was either Kevin James, but it was originally Simon Pegg. So what is this movie?
Oh,
it could have been either Simon Pegg or Kevin James. I don't know what this role is, but I'm very intrigued that these are the top two possibilities that can play this one character.
And Gary, if you're listening too, I mean, you said you like Terrifier. You should absolutely check out Terrifier.
Oh, Terrifier 2.
Have you? Yeah. So Nate, have you been keeping up with the news around Terrifier 2 lately?
Of course I haven't. Why would I be doing that?
It is doing extremely well in theaters. People are actually going to see it. It was in the top 10 box office for like 2 weeks in a row. And so they're just going to keep putting it in films or in theaters. I mean, right. I mean, it's doing extremely well. I think it knocked out it's knocked out like the new Top Gun movie. I think it's made like $2.5 million at this point. It's
if you searched Terrifier 2, I just searched Terrifier 2 in Google because then I can see like the show times for near me are there, and it's in a couple theaters. But then there's people also ask, what movie is causing people to pass out? Terrifier 2 is making viewers vomit. Director says it's surreal. That's if you needed an excuse to go see Terrifier 2, that's it.
What does it say about us? Like you, I mean, people are over here saying they're puking and like fainting and all this stuff. And I think
there was a couple scenes that were pretty intense.
You and I were like just drinking. I think I had a milkshake during this movie. Like not at all affected.
There were some scenes that were like that. You know, it wasn't like there's nothing.
Yeah, no. It's over the top. I'm saying it's more of an indictment on us than it is about this movie. Yeah, Terrifier 2 actually is, again, significantly better than the first one. I actually want to go see it again, so I may even try to go see it in theaters. Are we going to review Terrifier 2? Is that what you're saying? I really kind of want to.
You can?
I don't really want to watch the first one ever again, but I really like the second one. So there you go. So Gary, if you like the first one, make plans, go see it in theaters. I promise you will enjoy it. All right. Now we got one more message on Twitter from our good friend Nick over in Singapore. Again, this ties in with Gary about it's more about the Bray Wyatt return. So I made Nate watch all the White Rabbit promos.
Was that all of them? I thought did I miss some?
Well, he showed up and
that guy's back. That guy's back.
I mean, did you watch the clip I sent you of the actual like him coming back in and everyone like losing?
Correct. He was dark and then he showed up.
Yeah, pulled the mask off. Has another new mask from the same people that made the Ethan Hawke's mask from Black Phone.
from the people that brought you Ethan Hawke. here's a scary wrestling dude. Yeah, the mask part of that is awesome. I'm all in on that. That part is really cool. Then they start wrestling. Ooh.
Well, Bray Wyatt doesn't wrestle too often, so it actually works.
That's why he's good. That's why he's good. I like that.
Now, let me ask you this. He asked the question of which wrestler would make a great horror movie character aside from The Fiend and Kane.
Okay.
And Nate, I mean, obviously go back to the older school because I know you don't know too many of the new folk. But who do you think? And I guess the question is more just the wrestler as their current persona, their actual like wrestling persona versus like who would just be a good actor. Because like I think there's two different ways you can answer that, right? There's the ones that would be just a good actor and you could put them into something and they'd be good versus their actual like character in the ring, their persona in the ring. So let's go with that one. Who do you think would be an interesting horror?
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go first while I think of something.
Well, I was not prepared for that. So
I don't know how you couldn't be.
Well, so I mean, I really like the idea of Finn Balor, and more of his older character when he still did like the Demon
Finn
King.
Balor is the stereotypical Irish guy.
Yes, but here's the thing. So his whole gimmick was when he was back in like NXT, he was normal. And I mean, he's very athletic, very, very, very good wrestler, very athletic. But he had this sort of thing where, as part of his character, he would turn into, he would basically have the demon and he would do this like full body face paint. He has this like ridiculous intro. And in ring, they played it off like he was stronger. Like he had power, like not so much powers like supernatural, but just that he changed the moves he would use. So, so he would fight a different way as the demon than he did as himself. And so I really like the idea of what if he was this like dude that could basically like almost self-possess himself, like actually draw on a demon to possess him to then go kill people or do whatever. I thought that was an interesting touch if you went with more of a dark version of that character. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back a ways. So think about it this way: that we've actually done a bunch of movies with wrestlers in them, right?
Of course,
already. Triple H was in Blade Trinity, all time classic film. We had Santa's Sleigh with Goldberg, which was incredibly good. I cannot believe I had not seen that before. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
We saw your boy Chris Jericho in Terrifier 2. If you need one more reason to go see Terrifier 2, Chris Jericho briefly in the film, and his whole character is just eating in a hospital. So
yeah.
You got that going for you. We saw Kane was in a bunch of movies, right? The See No Evil movies. But we surprisingly haven't done those yet. There's been wrestlers there. My only wrestlers I know mostly are from the 90s. So look, if you want to do either a horror film with an insane person or a stuck on an island castaway movie with an inanimate object, either way, you go Al Snow. That's my pick.
Jesus Christ. Al Snow. That's
Al Snow, all-time classic wrestler who used to have a mannequin head with some words on it, on its forehead. I'm trying to remember what that was. And he would like shake it around a lot.
Yeah.
It could be anything. It could be a buddy comedy with the head because the guy's so insane. Horror movie. It's a 2-for-1 basically. Or Gold Dust. Whichever way.
Dust would be
whichever way you want to go.
Something else. Yeah. Dusty Road.
Those are my top two. Yeah. Those are my top two. Gold Dust has got a great outfit. So
yeah, well, his brothers is wrestling as well. He was Stardust for a while. Now he's just the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Okay. I like Stardust better than American Nightmare. That's
it's because his dad was the American Dream, right? So he's the American Nightmare. It makes a lot more sense. I know you're laughing. There are people over here that are like screaming at you right now through their car speakers, just like, you dumb idiot. You don't get it. But anyway,
I don't. I do not get it.
Anyway, Cody's good, man. Dude, he like wrestled with like a whole ripped like pectoral muscle, man. Like insane. Okay. I'll just send you the picture. It was an incredible match, but like he like totally injured himself, and when he like took off his he had this, like the big like jacket or whatever the fuck he was wearing to the ring. I mean, his whole chest was just like purple, like from his chest, shoulder, all of that, and he still wrestled. And do you have
a lot of respect for him?
Where is it? Damn it!
Did your mic? I was like, sure I had. Mitch's mic just malfunctioned when that sound was processed through the computer.
Oh God! So, I know. I need the cricket sound effects for Oh God! All right. Well, anyway, look,
what's D-Lo doing nowadays? Is that guy in movies?
I don't know. Booker T could be. You get the Harlem Heat going.
That's cool. What about those dudes who were fake vampires? Is that a movie?
So
fake vampire people?
Edge is still wrestling. Gangrel and
Christian was in there.
Christian still wrestles.
Am I remembering this? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's Christian, Edge, and Gangrel. Yeah, and you do the bloodbath where the lights are turned off.
Yeah, that could be a movie.
It is. It's called Blade. It's the very first goddamn Blade where they're in the club.
This would be a movie that's part Blade, part Twilight.
Let us know what wrestling. Answer any of the questions that we've talked about here. Send us your voice.
What's the wrestling movie between Blade and Twilight? Let us know.
Don't let Nate in, but certainly email us at texaspodcastmassacre@gmail.com.
Another famous vampire movie. God damn it.
You can also message us at TXPodmassacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. And of course, leave those voicemails. We love to hear from you. 346-246-3143.
I just typed the word Becky on a list of movies. So there you go. You want to do the same thing? Do that.
There you go. With that said, we've delayed it, Nate. Let's get into this week's movie of the week. Halloween Ends.
Let's go. Come and get me, motherfucker.
All right, just watching that trailer has made me angry. So Nate, why don't
Come
you
and get me, motherfucker?
Just talk for a bit, Nate, because I need a second. What is this?
Just talk for a bit?
What? Yeah.
God, that you must be shook.
What is the
just talk for a
what
bit.
Is Jesus?
Unsuspecting victim is Halloween ends tonight because it ends. It also ends in the theaters. It ends on streaming too. So you can either peacock it up or go see it in the theaters. I'm gonna do a hard peacock recommend on this one if you're gonna check it out. Of course, talking about the end of a trilogy, the end of David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. Halloween Ends, which came out in October 14th, 2022. We thought it might be the secret screening of Fantastic Fest because the original, the 2018 one was. But then they announced it'd be at Beyond Fest. So, Mitch, do we have a beef with Beyond Fest?
No.
Is that a thing now? We have a beef with them?
No, we don't. Do you want?
I'd rather seen Hellraiser, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah. So this just came out this past week. $20 to $30 million budget. It's already over 60 mil. First week, so it's gonna be probably the biggest horror movie of the year, most likely. Yeah. What's bigger? Exactly.
Not Scream. I thought Scream did really good earlier this year. That was real early this year, though.
Did do 60-some million in the first week? That seems maybe a little bit much. Oh, Scream did 140 total. This is going to beat that. I don't think that's going to be.
I don't know. Reviews are rough.
But Halloween's coming up. We still got 2 more weeks. Juice.
I mean, Nope did 123 million. Black Phone was 89. Scream was 80.
Yeah, this is going to beat all. This is going to beat all those. But
we'll see. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, this is another.
It is at number 5 already. So of the year. Yeah. So I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Miramax. You don't see Miramax ever, and I do love they still do the old credits, and like I love seeing Mustafa Akkad's name just generally in every movie of Halloween ever. Just love that. This is a Universal Pictures joint, Blumhouse, Miramax. It's the third one. You're gonna get at this one. You got Jamie Lee Curtis. It's the last. This is so Jamie Lee Curtis.
I need to disagree with you. I disagree. You think you know what you're getting with this one?
No, I knew it pretty much.
No, Nate, you did not know what they were going to do with this one.
I absolutely did.
Nate.
Yes, I did. I knew it basically from the beginning.
Before you walked into this movie.
Yeah.
No, you
before
didn't.
I walked in. I after I saw the first 20 minutes of the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly how this is gonna
go. Oh yeah, after you saw the first 20 minutes of an hour.
Well, no, it was the opening part. After I saw the opening part. Well, no, after I saw the opening part of the film, which is the first 10 minutes, just the opening, right? Okay. And then I saw that. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I know this. Yeah, all I had to do is see that person again.
My point is, if you're walking into this cold, it's not like before you see a single frame. That's my point. It's not
sure. Although they introduce a lot of new characters.
No,
so there's no real way to know.
Once you see the beginning of this movie, you can pretty much connect the dots. But
exactly.
Where it's gonna go. But before that, no.
Hold on. I'm still talking about this movie, Mitch. We gotta get through it here. It's a 5 on IMDb. It's a 5. It's a 5 on IMDb right now. Okay, so
seems high.
Just keep that in mind. We got David Gordon Green again. Look, he's involved with Hellraiser, the TV series that's announced. That's right. There's a Hellraiser TV series, Mitch, too. What do you think about that?
Will not watch it.
He's involved with The Exorcist.
Already boycotting.
Movie. He's directing The Exorcist movie. Does that make you feel way worse about it? I mean, first of all, why did you do The Exorcist again? That doesn't make any sense to me. Second of all, this guy who did Halloween Ends, that makes me less excited.
No, he's had 3 movies. He's had 3 movies, and we all know. Go back and listen to the epic rant I had at the end of Halloween Kills episode.
Well, go back even farther to listen to how we liked the first Halloween. So maybe it'll be more of that one.
It won't.
Well, it was worth a shot. We got Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is doing a bunch of stuff since the last time we saw her in Halloween Kills. She was in movie of the year for me, probably Everything Everywhere All at Once. Go watch that movie. That movie is incredible.
Yeah, with her sausage finger, her hot dog fingers. Yeah,
incredible stuff. Mm-hmm. She's in I would call it a horror movie just based on the title, Haunted Mansion from Disney. So not so much. Isn't that a ride?
Haunted Mansion, yes.
Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis, Winona Ryder, Rosario Dawson, Danny DeVito, Owen Wilson, Lakeith Stanfield, Dan Levy, Tiffany Haddish, Hassan Minaj and the best actor of all time, Jared Leto. What do you think about that?
You had me until that last one.
That's a lot.
Had me
That's
all
a lot of people in
one.
this movie. That's a lot of people. Anyway, so yeah, that's a movie that she's going to be in, but she's also Tanis, the scientist from the Borderlands universe. She's in Eli Roth's Borderlands. Mitch, how excited are you for that one? Oh boy.
I've just got nothing left to look forward to in life. None of these are sounding great to me. Go ahead.
Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Kate Blanchett, hilarious comedian Bobby Lee somehow is in there, and Eli Roth directing. Anyway, so look out for all those great Jamie Lee Curtis movies coming up. We got her granddaughter in this one, Andy Matichak, who's Allison. Yeah, she was in one movie in between this and Halloween Kills called Foxhole. That was something. So there you go. Does it matter about anyone else in this movie? I guess Rohan Campbell in this one plays Corey. You might remember him from 2020 classic film Operation Christmas Drop. One of the many Netflix holiday movies. Mitch, are you excited about that one?
You already know the answer, Nate. I'm
just setting you up to not say it.
Every week you do this
every time.
The people already know the answer before.
Look, I mixed it up. I didn't say your all-time favorite movie.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for drop. I mixed it up a little bit. That's all.
There's someone out here who probably thinks these are really my favorite movies.
They are. Someone should make a comprehensive list of every time I said that, and you have Mitch's favorite movies of his whole life. You're welcome. This movie has some good parts of it, Mitch. I will say that. Did you hear a Blue Oyster Cult Don't Fear the Reaper? That's something good about this movie. Did you see the title, how they did the titles, like the old school way? That's good. There you go. See, there's two good things about the movie, bare minimum.
Okay, that's a stance to have.
Oh, and I Was a Teenage Werewolf was the DJ played that from the Cramps. That was also good. So there was a couple good songs in the movie. You're welcome. Oh, and there was a Halloween by Dead Kennedys. I forgot about that one too. That was great. They're at the when they're dancing at the bar. Classic. So there was some good music in this one. So I'm just gonna put some positives out there before you start talking. All right, Mitch. Yeah, it feels like you're wound up. All right, now just go for it.
Well,
you can't see my hand, but I'm just like throwing it to you.
So, I mean, we're in the not spoiler part, and so I have to keep a lid.
Oh, we're gonna get two rants. We're gonna get two separate rants.
You're gonna get. This is the dad in me coming out and saying, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. This movie is just not good. It's just not.
You were mad at Halloween Kills, but by Halloween Ends.
You know what? Very quickly, Nate, should people go see this in theaters? I say no. No. Stream this shit.
Peacock it up.
And get a free trial. Use someone else's. Don't pay for Peacock if you don't already have it. If you're getting Peacock because you're like a WWE fan, you're already set. Don't go out of your way to get Peacock to get this one.
Yeah, I paid for a whole year of Peacock on a deal, and I was like, "What's this wrestling stuff?"
Well, there you go.
It snuck up on me.
Wrestling
is
significantly better. It's just bad. What can I say? I mean, without getting too riled up and giving shit away for folks who don't want to get spoiled. The movie, I get what they're trying to do with it, but this is neither the time nor the place for any of that. No, because no one wants it. You've marketed this movie as this final, match between, Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers, right? Of Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. And yeah, you get it, but there's a whole other. I don't know. At what point am I spoiling it? At what point am I spoiling this, or am I warning you? This movie is. There is not a very clear line from the second one to this one. Like there is a time jump. I'll at least tell you that. That's in the first minute of the movie.
That's reasonable. It's reasonable.
And it focuses on a lot of other folks in the town before, you really kind of get into it. So there's
it's not about Michael Myers himself. It's his impact.
Yeah. So there's that. If what Nate just said intrigues you, then you might actually be one of the people enjoying it. Because there are people that like this movie. There are people that like what they tried to do and like that they, although what I remember, I posted something on our good friend Kel Castle's Twitter about it because he mentioned something about, this is terrible. I'm like, look, if they're going to give us more Season of the Witch, then I'm all in for more Halloweens. But otherwise, this should be done.
Yeah.
And someone's like, well, this one had Season of the Witch. Well, this one had Season of the Witch vibes. To which I say no. It had Season of the Witch vibes in that they were trying to do something that wasn't so Michael centric. But no, this is absolutely nothing like Season of the Witch.
No, Season of the Witch is incredible.
Yeah.
Season of the Witch got really bizarre in a really cool, fun way. This movie did not do that. This movie did not do that at all.
No.
Not a lot of fun. If you want a fun movie, if you want a fun, did Bloody Disgusting give us money without us even knowing it? Because I'm saying, if you want to have more fun in a movie, I would go see Terrifier 2 personally.
I mean, Terrifier 2 is so much infinitely a better film than this one. It's not even close.
I don't know if so much infinitely makes a lot of sense math wise, but I agree. But I practically agree.
It still has more logic than anything that happens in this film. It's just bad. I don't. Without getting too into spoilers, that's all I can say. I wouldn't go see this in theaters, frankly, because there are better horror films that if given your time and your money, I would give it to those. I'd give it to some of the smaller ones. I'd go see Pearl and X, and I'd go see Terrifier 2 at any of those, because I don't feel like this should be rewarded for being a shit film so that they make worse. Like I absolutely agree. I'm very concerned about what's going to happen with The Exorcist, which they shouldn't be remaking anyway, but God knows we can't leave well enough alone. We've got to redo everything. Hellraiser was a pleasant surprise. So I could be surprised. I could be totally wrong, but nothing about this trilogy makes me your best bet this Halloween season is just to go watch the first new Halloween and leave there. Just pretend Michael got ate up in the fire and be done with it.
Yeah, that's how it should have ended with Season of the Witch, right? Halloween 2, hospital, explosion, fire, over, right? Next Halloween, Season of the Witch, they tried something different. Didn't work well at the time. Now I believe it is much more respected. And that's what they should have done to this first one. But they didn't learn the lesson.
I will say this. Again, we're in the spoiler-free section. I will say this. I think everyone in the movie did a good enough job for what they were trying to do. I think, like Corey's character, if you had named this any other movie and it was just none of like Michael Myers, if you just had like those same characters and the overall story, just removed the Michael Myers and Laurie Strode part of it, I think it would have made an interesting film. And I think the guy who played Corey, so he's the new addition, did really well. I think I liked Laurie Strode's granddaughter. Jamie Lee Curtis, not that she did do well. She I don't know. She's maybe like the only one I would say that. I don't want to say phoning it in, but like the character Laurie Strode is so bizarre in this movie that
she's typing it in this one.
She's very much typing it in.
You're welcome.
There you go. Look, I think that's all I can say. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go into Spoilers.
I would say it this way: if there's been 2 movies in the series so far. If you liked Halloween Kills more than you liked Halloween, the first one, you will like this probably more than we did. I think,
but I don't know. It depends.
Well,
on,
I mean,
it depends on what you like. It depends on what you liked. If you liked more of the social commentary and sort of the more about the town and Haddonfield and the residents and that part of it, then yeah, I agree with you. You may actually really dig it. Something about what they're trying to do here may resonate more with you than it did for me. But if you are saying you liked Halloween Kills because of just the unrelenting brutality of those kills, because we talked about that in the review there, those kills are just vicious. I don't think you're going to like that because there's not as much of that in there. This is not as
vicious as Terrifier 2.
Certainly. Jesus. Just go see Terrifier 2. I think that's the moral of the story. Yeah. It just depends what you liked about that, whether it's going to play well or not for you. But I don't know, maybe going in with that expectation will make it better. Because what I expected from this movie, I think what everyone expected from this movie based on the other 2 was not there. Look,
agreed.
I mean, I don't care where you go. I don't care if you decide to go see this or not, but if you don't want to get spoiled,
get out of here, witch!
This movie fucking sucked, Nate. Now that we've just thrown all the
spoilers,
this movie fucking sucked. It is quite. I mean, I don't know, Nate. It may be fucking worse than Hansel and Gretel. I don't know that I've ever.
Oh God,
we may have found it. We may have fucking found it. This is the dumbest fucking movie. We sat through that shitstorm of a movie a year ago where the whole town somehow rallied around and like beat the
whole town had a riot for a dude existing nowhere near where they were.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Well, not even that. They had this final penultimate scene where the whole town is just like inside and they're beating the shit out of him and they're just stabbing him and all that. And then he just gets up and just murders them all and walks away anyway. Because he's a badass, right? Like, and I was almost
because he's a manifestation of the problems of the town.
Yeah,
they're not learning their lesson.
Jesus Christ. Either way, in this movie, when you finally do fucking see Michael Myers, he's like this weak old ass man that like is getting his ass kicked by a teenager and lives in a sewer.
Okay, Ninja Turtles remake. I like it.
No, it's stupid. What? Why in the fucking hell is Michael Myers now all of a sudden like so just worn down and beat? I mean, what was prison really keeping him that like he just had a whole lot of time in the yard and so he's just still kicking it? I don't understand why we went from a Michael Myers that was just straight up just murdering folk, like unstoppable machine in 2 films, and then this one, after some weird passage of time, we finally do find it. He's like
3 or 4
weak.
years, 4 years, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's so bad, and
well, in theory, he's like, an octogenarian. Jeez, can't even say words. He's old.
But this movie, the time between the last movie and this one's like a year. Like it's not like it was like a 10 year.
No, it's
period.
like 3 or 4 years. It was a year at the beginning, and then it was a couple years after that.
Well, it was a year before. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Real fucking dumb. That's.
I mean, it makes very little difference to the overall movie, but yes.
Yeah, 40 years in prison, he's still killing it. But like 3, it was somewhere in that 3 years, man.
It's when you retire. That's the you got to keep moving. You had that whole motivation the whole time, and then slunk away.
What a stupid fucking thing that we never even. He kills Laurie Strode's daughter, and then he just looks in the mirror and I guess sees his fucking reflection. It's like, I need to work on myself for a bit.
Yeah.
And then disappears.
And work on me.
He's just he's gonna not kill, but he's gonna kind of kill. Like he's still gonna drag some people into his sewer home and murder them, I guess.
He's doing it for a job. It's not fun anymore.
There's no passion in it. Right. Well,
there's no passion there.
It maybe that would have been.
If you bring a friend, if you do something together, that's more.
This whole movie should have just been watching Michael Myers living in the fucking sewer, just evaluating his whole fucking life. And then deciding no, he's
that'd have been awesome.
And then he decided he's
100%
going to try to
that.
make amends to Lori, and Lori just fucking murders him. I think that would have been a much better film in general.
I'm in on that. I could be in on that.
That's not what we got. Michael Myers in a movie build about the big fight between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode in the end of this thing is not present for almost like half of this film. Instead, we get I don't can't remember shithead's name. What is this character's name? He sucks. It doesn't matter.
No. I'm gonna make you languish.
No, I don't care. He sucks. I'm gonna just call him shithead until a better name pops up into my mind.
No, I said this guy's name like a minute ago, a couple minutes ago.
Now let's talk about a good thing. Well, let's talk about the good thing. Why don't we?
You just skipped right over that.
Of course I will. This is my show, and I can do.
The guy's name's Corey. Corey.
God, it just makes me angry just hearing it. What do
The guy's Canadian. Does that help?
No, no. Why? In
I don't know. I didn't mention that. I was to figure it through. He's from Calgary.
Again, here's what I said. I what I said earlier. Corey, look, the intro to this movie is, I mean, talk about starting a roller coaster at the peak.
Yes, no, this is true.
Down to the
first 10 minutes of the movie in a great opening setup is very solid.
And that's the best part of the movie.
It was great. Look, we're in spoilers. Kid dies horrifically from a 3-story fall from one of the most unsafe architecturally built houses I've ever seen. So there's that. And why did that kid die? Because I tried to do stuff in the attic. So it's a morality tale for us all.
Yes. I mean,
accurate. No, you can't. There's no denying it. You try to play a joke in the attic, you end up dead. That's it.
No.
That's what I took from this.
Well, this kid sucked
I might rank
too,
this,
so that's fine.
Well, the kid did suck. The kid's taking knives, moving knives around. Ooh, that's
so yeah, watching. I mean, the story about Corey, who like
the Corey story,
You know, watching this whole part of this film that really spent a whole lot of time on is of him basically turning into a serial killer because.
Everyone's being terrible to him. For something that was not really his fault.
It was an accident, you know. We don't.
He got lured in the attic. He wasn't going to the attic. He wasn't going in the attic on his own.
Yeah.
If he was in the attic all the time, just messing around, okay.
This fucking kid lured him in there. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a compelling and interesting story. If you didn't have anything to do with fucking Michael Myers or anything, like seeing this kid like become a serial killer and start to get driven to that and all that. I mean, it would be a very dark kind of bleak film for sure. But I don't hate that. What I hate about it is that they wedged it into a goddamn Michael Myers movie.
Yeah, that's the thing that was the issue with me with the second one too, is just like, you know, this movie could work if I just cared about anybody. It's not like, oh man, like Allison had so much trauma from the last ones. I'm not thinking that when I watch this movie. No. Because it just doesn't matter to me. If it mattered more to me about, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis and the cop and the older cop guy, you know, getting together, like, and really rooting for them.
Well, and it's hard.
Yeah, it could be a better movie with those pieces, but it doesn't matter to me.
Well, and it's even hard to even do the whole trauma thing when you first are showing the Strodes, and fucking Laurie Strode went from being gun nut, locked down hermit to fucking playing grandma and burning pumpkin pies. I just like, they clearly don't have, like, she
changed to be what her granddaughter needed, and she wasn't living in fear anymore. Maybe that's it.
I understand that. I understand what they were trying to do with that, but it was just such a fucking jarring, like,
look. Who needs a gun? Who needs a gun when you have a memoir? Okay. That's what I took away from this.
Oh my God.
True story.
True
story.
Murder,
right?
It's a book called Murder She Wrote because I just it
really no, Murder She Strode. Oh yes.
Oh God. So anyway,
we did it. The movie made that happen. That's the best part of the movie. and the child in the beginning, and the intro was incredible. The intro was incredible. Wasn't the tension in the intro more than anything else in the entire rest of the film?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even close. I don't think there was no real tension in the movie, which is very strange for a movie of this type. I mean, the kills are not non-existent.
Good. There's only one good kill.
The thing about the point of the movie is not about the kills. It's about Corey, unfairly maligned by society, aka the town, being driven to the darkness that people think is already inside of him because of the way he's treated. Sure. The problem is you're also in a Halloween movie. so in theory, you would have some sort of, at least tension-ish parts to him becoming the serial killer, right? But there's not even that. It's all very quick. It's all very, very quick with minimal lead up to the very, if you care about these characters, these should be very important events, right?
All it took was him locking eyes with Michael Myers in a sewer to really unleash his inner darkness or some bullshit. That was it. Yeah, that was it. Stupid.
I mean, he kills a guy on accident. It takes about 3 seconds. Right? That should be very important. Kills a guy. Ends up killing a cop guy who was hitting on his girlfriend. But that was really fast too. Very fast. That was probably the most tensiony part where he was hiding and kind of laughing and running underneath that road. That was okay-ish. That was probably the closest thing to tension that existed. Other ones were just so fast. Killed the doctor and the nurse that worked at the hospital. It was nothing was really that interesting other than necessarily, I guess, the teamwork. So it was teamwork. It was Corey and Mike. Sounds like
teamwork makes the dream work, Nate.
Sounds like a movie like Corey Feldman and somebody were in the 80s. It's like a teen buddy movie or something. Oh, Corey and Mike, what kind of shenanigans are these guys into? Lifting people off the ground to kill them and stab them and keep them there, just like in previous movies.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I feel a little rough for this dude because I don't think it's his fault. He was a very good actor. Like, you bought into his whole transformation and why he was sort of turning that way. Even if it was a little bit like cliche and mod
a little cliche. This guy could have been one of the teenage villains in the OC. Okay, yeah. It was very it was very cliche.
We're gonna check every box of
this guy was trying to break Ryan and Marissa up the whole school year. That's the level of angsty moodiness you were getting from this guy.
Yeah,
it's a deep OC reference, but there you go.
I was about to say, that one. I'm sure someone over there is like high fiving
the same people who were like, who cares about wrestling? Those were those people who were all in on that one.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so bad. And like I said, I just think it's a disservice to him. I think he did a great job with what he was given. You really do feel for this character. And to the point, I think they shortchanged his I think it did go quick and they kind of shortchanged his really getting in, turning full serial killer because they're basically trying to get to Michael Myers eventually kind of being in this picture and kind of taking over. He just kind of unceremoniously dies because he starts trying to go after Laurie Strode and she's just like, no, bitch, I'll just kill you. And what she does. And then Michael Myers shows up and is like, oh, I'll take it from here.
Well, she doesn't kill him. He kills himself.
That's right. He does.
Well, no, it's actually 3 levels. She was probably going to kill him. He stabbed himself to kill himself to frame her in his granddaughter's eyes because the granddaughter is all about this dude now. And the grandma who's been all crazy, but saved her, but also crazy. doesn't like her anymore. He tries to stab himself, but then in the end ends up getting killed by Michael Myers, ostensibly for being weak and breaking up the partnership that they had. So it's like 3 levels on that one.
Yeah. I mean,
which is interesting.
I will say, for the praise I heaped on him, that is the weird character thing where it was like the weird, like, if I can't have her, no one can. Like, what? Like
that was OC level. That's what I'm saying. That was the OC level stuff there. That was ridiculous.
I never watched the OC. It just sounds terrible.
That's fine. One Tree Hill. Throw One Tree Hill in there.
Right. Sounds terrible. It's just so bad. And then we finally do get the battle, and I mean it's what, like 15-ish minutes. And that's
it
really
was not great.
And I don't know. Here, look, if truthfully, I mean, what am I supposed to say here? What would I have wanted this movie to be in real life? Do I want it to be another movie where he's just walking around the town just murdering people? Probably not. We've done that. I get that we need to do something a little different, but I don't know, man. There's got to be something different, you know. Mike's got to go to another town or something else, right? I don't know.
Is this whole thing a metaphor for like people think they've been wronged and they go on the internet and then they find like-minded people like them and then they get into more extreme things because of that? Like, is that what this movie literally is a metaphor for? Am I thinking too deep? Am I thinking too deeply about this?
You're probably thinking about deeper than anyone else involved in this movie did. I mean,
because I'm trying to think like, okay, what would the movie have been like
to some degree,
he killed Michael Myers and became Michael Myers?
Yeah.
Versus them working together, because that was kind of the pivot point of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Michael Myers is going to kill this dude. That you don't walk into that sewer like when you hear noises. Like that was a bad move.
Yeah, like them teaming up in a buddy is like, why is he not killing him? Oh, because he saw all the horrors. They're like, oh yeah, because no one in the last 40 years has had a shit that you couldn't relate to. Like this is the first person you're like, oh, this is the new protege. I found him, right? What just fucking stupid. Everything about Michael Myers in this movie is fucking stupid. I think that's and that quintessentially, like, look, I love Season of the Witch. I would have loved if they had actually kept this, stuck to their guns, and just said, you don't know what you're talking about. Season of the Witch was great. We're going to keep doing anthologies. We're not bringing back Michael. But they didn't. Well,
Michael dies in this one. So there is there's a chance, but it seems unlikely.
And what a lame ass death. I mean, it just, oh God,
it was lame. It was lame.
All of this.
It was, well, think of it this way. The first movie, the setup was incredibly good, right?
Yeah.
And then in the third movie, it's the same fight again, but this is just much, much, much worse. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was a commentary on like, I don't know. I'm looking too far into this. I don't know.
No.
I think I should probably.
I mean,
stop.
look,
I'm looking for the hidden meanings, but I just don't know if they're there or it was just worse.
Well, and I can certainly appreciate we don't want to have an ending where it's just Laurie Strode just going full fucking Ripley and just decides like I'm just going to like set traps as Home Alone like the first one was. That was great for what the first one was. That she'd been preparing. True. I'm happy that Laurie Strode is moving on. I think maybe this movie really needs to be less about Corey becoming a serial killer, more about Laurie Strode and the granddaughter like trying to pick up those pieces. And they showed flash of this, of like overcoming that trauma to try to find closure. And so when she finally has that fight, it's different than her just straight up just trying to murder him. Like,
well, she called the cops to report a suicide.
Yeah.
She's ready to kill herself. So that was something. Just kidding. Fake out. She knew he was there. What the hell was that?
Yeah. Which, I mean, and
that was actually kind of incredible for how ridiculous it was, but also kind of awesome. Nate, I appreciate the ballsiness.
Why do you think she did that? Because here's my question. She's gonna call the police. She's not intending to kill herself, But how many times has she like done something and like tried to set a trap, and then Michael just murders all the innocent people anyway? She's being accosted by everyone.
Every time. She's
being accosted by everyone about, hey, if you just hadn't like played fucking stupid games and all that, we'd all be alive.
Win stupid prizes.
Yeah. And right, yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And yet here she is like, oh, let me just bring some more like EMTs in here. Like look, if no one responded to that call, I would not be shocked.
That house?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Right. I don't know. I think it would have been better had we focused more on low. I mean, I don't. It's just a weird fucking movie. I think I think the time change didn't do him any, like the time shift didn't do him any favors. This whole Laurie Strode trying to just be cool grandmother while people are being kind of real shitty.
Well, she had to shift because both the parents got murdered basically because of her. Well, it's because of Michael Myers, but I don't know. Well, yeah. I mean, imagine, teens will act out, right? Teens will act out and do stuff. I don't know that my kids are both of our kids are mercifully much younger than that yet. But I feel like if you were like somewhat tangentially involved in both of the parents dying, like the acting out would be pretty epic level when things got tough. So I get it from that perspective, potentially. I'm trying to like this. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to help this movie.
Nate. It's a bad movie.
I'm trying. I don't know.
There's no need to try. No one else tried in this movie. No one else tried to do anything.
They did. They tried. It's just it did not.
They tried to be fucking pretentious. They tried to elevate Halloween. Well,
usually I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Okay.
No, Nate. Here's why you shouldn't be okay with that, because they one, they fucking failed. Two, they tried this with the second one and everyone said, hey, no, we like all the kills, but maybe not all the other bullshit. Halloween ends tonight nonsense. And yeah, we get it. Just stick to Michael Myers murdering folk. And this one, you didn't even give us that. Yeah, you gave us Corey for an hour an hour.
Corey.
Baffling. That's all I can really come to even think about it. It's just baffling writing decisions that just don't make any sense. Yeah. And again, this movie would have been interesting if just don't have Michael Myers in it. Let it be Halloween season of the Corey. And we'll just cool. But you're telling me there's gonna be the final battle, the final this, and there's just nothing there.
I agree. I agree. It's tough. I want to like all the things happening, but
Nate,
it has to tie together with the characters. You really got to care about the characters more, which is fine though. I mean, look, you talk about pretentious. I mean, look, I like plenty of movies in that sphere. So not really a negative for me, but it's got to be, good, and it has to also be like, it's story based is what you're going for. You're not going for the Terrifier realm, right? You're going for, we built up characters for 2 straight movies, right? And had a lot of things happen to them. So the success of the movie is really about how much do you care about these characters and what happens to them, because we make some interesting things happen to them, which you would not have expected going in. But then I knew that Corey was the murderer. I don't know, minute 15, minute 20. But it just doesn't hit because you just don't care about them enough where some of these things happen. The impact is just not there at all, which is kind of crazy because they had 3 movies that came out. Now there was the pandemic, obviously, Halloween Kills got pushed back. Because I think it was supposed to be 3 movies in 3 years, which I think might have been a little bit better, to be honest. But if you get Kills and Ends back-to-back years, in theory, it should hit a little bit harder than it did.
Well, because it should mean that you've actually planned the story out. I mean,
Yeah, it did not happen, unfortunately. Now, the main question for me, Mitch, for you is, which is better? Number 2, Halloween Kills. Number 3, Halloween Ends. That's
number 2.
That's
Halloween,
really
Halloween
the.
Kills,
oh my god, that was so fast. Oh no.
No,
no.
that's not. I didn't have to think about that. That's
wow. That is. Oh man.
You know what this movie should have been? What they really should have done.
That kind of threw me. I'm not gonna lie. That threw me a bit.
Well, what do you think was gonna expect? No, this movie.
I expected it to be that fast. No. Let me just remind you. You rated Halloween Kills a 1 out of 10. Just throwing that out.
Well, you won't be shocked when you hear what this one's gonna be. So they both could just go and be fucking thrown into the goddamn fire together.
Wow. Okay.
What they should have done, Nate. You know what they should have done? They should have made this the final battle. And maybe this is what they were trying to go for, and they just failed miserably. But the final battle over Corey's soul, effectively. Like, we should have been seeing, and we kind of get to some point. We kind of get to at the beginning of it, and that's where I kind of maybe thought they were going with it.
Oh, maybe Michael Myers kills the dude who's hassling him by the sewer. And then that's like the first really nice thing that's happened to him, right? In a while. And then Michael Myers is like the scary dude, but like to him, he does not kill him. Maybe he gives him some food and kills the dude who's messing with him. Yeah, then maybe you have a little bit of a dilemma in his kind of skewed mind perspective because of everything that's happened to him.
Well, yeah,
that would have been more interesting. Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah,
I mean, because it's not really the first nice thing, right? I mean, Laurie Strode is nice to him when he's getting bullied, right? And she's trying to tell him, look, you don't have to let it consume you and all this kind of stuff. And then, yeah, he should be seeing Michael Myers just come out and just like murder folks that are tormenting him. And he's kind of in that mind. And so the final fight really should be about, if the whole movie is about how evil infects you and trauma infects you and all that kind of stuff, right? And that evil, if you allow evil to sort of persist, it spreads, it affects it can infect you, it can turn you, even if you are a good person, right? Just looking in the face of it. That final battle should have been, what happens? Does he went straight to Michael Myers' side, like immediately.
That's true. It was quite fast. This was already girlfriend level, but they had a fight.
Yeah.
So that it was in that time period. So that is true.
And I think having Michael Myers, if you'd done that and you had Michael Myers coming out throughout the film, killing people and sort of them both, and you see him struggling, like, you know, Michael Myers isn't killing him because he's trying to turn him into a protege or whatever the fuck. Like he sees that power and is attracted to it, but Laurie's over here and Laurie's granddaughter's like, no, don't give in to it, kind of thing. And let that be the final struggle. Because that's what really kind of takes it to another level, right? That's a real, and like
so
I said,
he should have walked in while they were fighting and then had a choice to make.
Yes.
Okay. I like that a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's easy to say because, look, I had such low expectations for this fucking movie. I gave the last one a 1, Nate. And I mean, they couldn't
dipped under that bar somehow.
This movie could not have not disappointed me.
Look,
Nate, my father like ran off on me when I was younger, and this movie is more disappointment than my dad ever is.
Oh my god!
So that's how bad.
Look, I was just gonna give a shout out. Hey, Gary, Becky is looking great. Can I just say Becky is sounding incredible? Where's Kevin James at? Okay, add Kevin James to this movie. What do you think, Mitch?
I mean, why not? Look, dress up a turd however you like. It's still a fucking turd, Nate. There's nothing.
I don't know. There's nothing.
He should have killed the kid. He should have killed another kid, another like trick or treater halfway through the film. That would have at least given us something. I don't know. It was.
Wow. Okay. This is incredible stuff. I'm very pleased of how this is going. So, yeah. All right. Well,
This better be the goddamn final cut for Michael. I don't ever want to see another fucking Halloween movie. I don't want any. I don't give a shit who it is. I don't. If Ari,
What a difference! What a difference a few years makes, Mitch. Because the first Halloween movie, we were like, okay, we are optimistic.
That first Halloween movie was incredible, and that's where I'm going to end it. That's just where it ends, and I'm just going to call that the send off, and I'm going to pretend nothing that happened past that even exists. I mean, I don't give. You could tell me Ari Aster is going to pick up this franchise, and I would fucking just avoid it like the plague.
No, Ari Aster is never going to touch this.
No, nor should anyone. I don't want to watch any of this guy's movies ever again.
Exorcist coming out next year.
Not gonna watch it, y'all. I will wait to hear how things are going. I mean, I say that like I don't have a fucking horror movie podcast, and we'll be watching it to review it. I'm not looking forward to it.
Are we? Well, I'm not looking forward to it either.
I'm not at all in any sort of way looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a shit show. I mean, it's the perfect horror movie. What could you possibly do with The Exorcist that every other demonic possession movie hasn't already tried to do different?
You add Aunt Lydia to the mix.
I don't even know what to say to that, Nate.
Handmaid's Tale.
This movie, I want. I mean, can I give it a 0? Can I just give it a subterranean goddamn score? I don't even know if 0 is low enough.
Is
Nate.
that allowed? Is that allowed?
Zero might not be low enough.
I think there was one movie I gave a point. No, we actually have zeros. I take that back. We've done a 0. There's been one movie that got basically universal zeros. I gave it a universal 0.666. And that was The Suckling. So you're saying that Halloween Ends is Suckling level. Go back, listen to The Suckling. That's an incredible one. You're saying this is Suckling level 0.
It's been so long since we've reviewed The Suckling.
It's looking a little rosy. It's looking a little rosy by comparison.
No. That movie was just the drizzling shits. This I don't know.
Well, it's a sliding scale because obviously, what movie is better, Zombievers or a lot of the other movies that we've given okay reviews to. I think those other movies are probably ostensibly better movies, but your enjoyment of the film is also a part of it, right?
Sure.
That's a part of what we're doing here. These are not scientific by any stretch.
I would retroactively give Halloween Kills a 2, and I would give this a 1.
Okay, so this is going 1. Okay, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up a bit on this. I'm gonna go a 3. Ooh. It was not good.
Not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, it's a 1 out of what? Sorry. So I'm gonna give it 3 good songs in the soundtrack. What are you gonna give a 1 to?
One wasted hour of watching Corey do bullshit.
Corey
murdered. Fucking stupid. I just
Corey
angry.
So great.
Oh yeah. So
like, I was looking at Corey and it wasn't even him anymore.
Pro tip.
Every trope that's ever existed. It was so terrible.
Yeah. Pro tip though. I will say this, Nate. Here's a pro tip for you. If you split this movie, so look, sometimes, especially if you're streaming it, sometimes you can't watch it all in one sitting. If you just watch the first half on its own,
watch the first 20 minutes,
and then watch the second half on its own, it'll feel like 2 separate movies, and will actually trick you into thinking it is a much better film. Because if you just started off an hour into it, you're like, oh cool, here's Michael, and you get going. If you do the first half, you're like, oh cool, this is a movie that has nothing to do with Michael Myers. This is fine. Infinitely better experiences.
Corey, I love it. I don't know if the second half by itself is good. I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, Nate, none of it's good. But
I gotta throw out just really fast two things that we did not reference. Just really fast. Mainly one thing.
Nate, this is the opposite of fast.
The person who was the receptionist in the DJ radio station.
The receptionist?
Yeah. Did you catch that?
No.
It was Darcy the male girl from Last Drive-In.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you noticed that one.
Did not, because I just did not give a shit.
Has your I was gonna say, has your score changed? But you just said it like that. So that's a hard no. Okay.
Moving on. Next,
she's in Scare Package 2.
Probably a better film than this one. So sure.
Coming out this year. So does that help you?
Not with this, not in the context of this film, no.
And Friday the 13th, Vengeance 2 Bloodlines. Which that's a lot of words around Friday the 13th.
Nate, why are you keep me around talking about this movie for these?
What about what if I told you? What if I told you?
These are like, these aren't even Easter eggs. These are just fucking
I forgot to talk about this in the first section because I wanted to hear your rant.
You forgot because there's nothing to do. What
about her
I'm about to
role?
Rant about you right now. If you don't.
What about her role in 2022's most anticipated horror film, The Barn Part 2? What do you think about that?
I think I'm gonna end
directed literally by Justin Seaman. And
I'm more interested in that name. What?
The top cast is Doug Bradley, which everyone will know is the original Pinhead, and Diana Prince. Those are the top two. Those are the top two billed people. And Joe Bob Briggs is in the film as well. What do you think about The Barn Part 2 now?
Anything is better than what I just watched.
Okay, there you go.
Film.
See?
So,
I'm going to say you're welcome for the third time. There you go.
I don't know why you're taking that as a victory, but you know what? Whatever. Nate, where can they find us?
You can find us. You might not want to find us after this one. I have no clue. But if you did, you can find us at TXL Massacre on Twitter. Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. Definitely not in a sewer or an attic for this one. You got to stay main floor, team main floor on this one. Send us an email, textpodcastmassacre@gmail.com. Send us a voicemail, 346-246-3143. Look, Gary did both, and he got Becky on the list. So you are that's the way. Someone just taught you the way of how to do this correctly. So do that. We next week the famous crossover episode with Why I Hate This Album. We got Spawn. Mitch, are you more excited about Spawn after watching this film? Do you remember Spawn?
I remember Spawn.
Are you more excited
John
about it
Leguizamo being John Leguizamo
in the suit. Yeah.
Am I excited? No. This movie is really just taking the air out of Halloween for me. Like the season, not the
the whole season.
Yeah,
the whole season is just done. Huh?
Sure. I mean, I need some time. I'm gonna need some time to recoup from what I just watched. Sure. I'm always excited to do our crossover episode with our frenemies over at Why I Hate This Album. They album
picked Spawn. That's on them.
This is their pick. You know, they always complain that we force them into movies. This one's they're special, and I mean, I think they're gonna have a worse time than we are looking at the soundtrack. This is like the remix of For Whom the Bell Tolls is the Halloween Ends of remixes. So
that is a metaphor. That's great.
So yeah, so enjoy that, guys. This movie's something else. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna like just stare at a wall for a few hours and just try and let my eyes reset.
This broke you. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, it wasn't even. We always assumed it would be, Human Centipede final sequence or something along those lines.
I don't even know
that would do it. But now this movie just inadvertently is making you like Gretel and Hansel more somehow. Don't think I didn't forget that.
No.
That reference did happen in this.
Just
episode.
Because I say this is worse doesn't mean it elevated the other one. It just they're both at the bottom. I'm just saying.
Hate bin. I'm just saying it's raising up the average for Gretel and Hansel. So, all right. Well, this was a shocking episode for me. This is something. So yeah, that's.
Can we? I mean, we just do more voicemails on other people. Not talk about shit movies anymore. Let's just make the show that. From all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.